Hi there. When we got the van, I was keen from the outset that I was going to have a decent set of tyres on it, because I'm sure once you start sliding in one of these things, well, it'll spoil your whole day. But it doesn't take much to make the wheel spin on a big unit like this. I'm sure even just being on, a grass field with a slight slope on it, if the grass is wet, you try to pull away, the wheels spin, and you're just stuck. So a decent set of tyres with good tread on them. I didn't know much more than that. But listening to channels like there's Mel's Van Life and Explore Van UK, they've gone into tyres in quite a lot of detail. So I had a look, and yeah, so I'm getting some new tyres for the van. I'm Barry. This is Carry On Motorhome. Here we go. So this is one of the back tyres. What we've got here, so they're Michelin, good start. Agilis Camping, it says here. I don't know if you can see that. Agilis Camping seems all right. Now the key thing to look for here is this here, these four numbers. See them? 2914. That means that this tyre was made on the 29th week of 2014. My rear tyres are 7 years old. That's no good. The other thing to look for was, where is it? Here we go. M&S, mud and snow. Now let's have a look at the front tyres. Here we go again. Michelin again, good. Agilis Cross Climate, different tyre. Now let's see, where's the, here we go. See that? That says 3318, 33rd week 2018. These tyres are 2 or 3 years old, 3 years old probably. That's fine. These are much newer than what's on the back. Plus I've got M&S there, same as the back, but I've also got this symbol here, and that's important. Right, so it looks to me like the rear tyres are original to the van because they're about contemporary with the age of the vehicle, whereas the front tyres are being replaced with much better units. Now those symbols that were on there, M&S, I knew about. I knew that meant mud and snow. But what I didn't realise is it actually doesn't mean that much. It doesn't have any sort of grounding in law. It's purely the opinion of the manufacturer. It's something the manufacturers put on to say, in their opinion, this is a tyre that is more appropriate for mud and snow than their standard tyres, i.e. their summer tyres. It doesn't mean anything. Michelin's standard for M&S will be different to Pirelli's or any other tyre manufacturer. There's no tie in there. The other symbol, which is the 3-peak mountain snowflake, 3PMSF, you might see it called in the literature, that's quite different. That is an accredited independent standard, so the tyres have to be submitted to an independent laboratory and they give it that symbol or not. All the manufacturers, the same laboratory or the same organization, and that is really important. So that says that that is a winter tyre, which is what I'm after. So what I'm going to do is get the rear tyres replaced. We'll get new tyres for the rear. I'm also going to see if they'll put those ones on the front and put the ones from the front on the back, just because the ones on the front are going to get more action. They're going to wear quicker. It's also important for going abroad, that 3-peak mountain snowflake symbol, because certain countries like Scandinavia and that, you're only allowed on the road at certain times of the year, depending on the country, if all your tyres have that symbol on them. If you don't have that, well, apart from you might end up in a ditch. You could also get your collar felt by the Nordic Rosas. So yeah, best to get them all the way around. So that's the Scandinavians. In other parts of Europe, like France, they may insist on that symbol being on all tyres in certain places at certain times. So like if you're going up into the mountains in the winter, the police may have roadblocks and they say if you haven't got those tyres with those markings on, you can't go. So that's what I'm going to do. Now the other interesting thing that I found out was that in many European countries, it's illegal to run two different types of tyres on the same axle. So what can happen is if you get a puncture, you get to the garage and they say, well, we've got a tyre that can fit that, but it doesn't match the other tyre that you've already got on that axle, and we haven't got one of those. So what you've got to do is buy two tyres, even though one of your tyres is perfectly good. Now the van doesn't have a spare wheel, and a spare wheel is a big unit to carry, it's very heavy. But what I'm going to do is get 3 tyres, get 2 of them put on the van, and then just carry a spare tyre in the back, so that if we ever do get a puncture, we just have to get a mechanic out and say, we've got this tyre, you can put it straight on, and we don't have to worry about, you know, improper matching tyres being on the axle. So that's what I'm going to do. I've been onto a local tyre factor. They actually got the tyres in on the same day, but I didn't. It was just yesterday. Well, I didn't have a chance to get over there. So early part of next week, Monday, Tuesday, hopefully, I'll take the van over, get the new tyres on, and then we'll have proper, good quality winter tyres back and forward. Absolutely brilliant. Super. So here we go. All new tyres. Those are the ones that were on the front. On the back now. And a lovely set of new ones on the front. But there was a complication. Have a look at this. The PSI by the manufacturers, 72.3, 79.5. However, let's see what it says on the tyre. It's got this somewhere. Here we go. See this? Oops. See this? 65 psi. These tyres can't go as high as a recommended psi by the manufacturers. Problem. Yeah. So when I first phoned up the tyre place, I told them the tyres that I wanted, pair I already had on. They weren't sure if they were the right tyres for the van at all. They weren't sure if they would be allowed to put them on. And sure enough, the PSI of the van is recommended higher than those tyres can go. However, looking at the load capacity of those tyres at 65 PSI, it's more than enough to cope with this van. So they contacted the manufacturers, Michelin, confirmed it with them. Michelin said, no, that's absolutely fine. These tyres will carry this van, no problem at all. So that's what I've done. So that was happy. So I've got 4 all-season tyres on the van now, plus a 5th one just by itself in the back of the van. I'll show you what I've got there, because I've got to sort that out now. Hey there. So we're in the garage. This is me spare tyre, but as you can see, it's a hell of a lump to have just floating around here. Now what my idea is, there's this little ledge here. I can pop this up here. And then just get a couple of straps coming around here just to hold it in place. That'll be just the ticket. But it means I need some eyes or something to hold the straps on either side here, on one side and the other. But that should do well. However, I have a plan. So what the plan is, I've got 4 of these big units here. So the plan is, if I can stick them, like 4 of them, like one there, and same on the other side, and then I can fasten the strap around them, and the tyre will sit in the middle there quite nicely. So I was going to use some grab adhesive on the back of them, stick them on that way, stick it on like that, and then put some screws through to hold it in place. The question is, what's behind here? Now, I think it's just a void, because the light goes through there. There's the plug socket there that we've seen before. You can actually see through a little gap there to the inside of the van. But I think this bit here, this area, I don't think there's anything there. I think it's just a void. I would like to be sure. So what I think I'll do is I'll switch off the 240. I'll pop this off, unscrew it and have a look inside. Yeah, let's do that. There we go, that's the cover off and unscrewed. Let's see what we've got behind here. See anything? Tell you what, this is a job for the endoscope. Yep, using the endoscope I can see in here that there's a cavity probably about 10 centimeters across here that goes all the way up, as far as I can see, all the way up to the top of here. Given that I just want to put a couple of screws in about this height, about here and here, I think we're good to go. Brilliant, let's get cracking. Here we go. So the plan is I'm going to get some of this stick sole stuff on the back of here, put it in place, hopefully that will hold, and then once it's there I'll drill the holes for the screws, screw it in as well. Should be, hopefully that's going to give us a good solid hold. Let's give it a go. There we go. So I'll get that one in, I'll get that tidied up, I'll do the other three, and then we'll see how the whole thing looks, eh? Tip top. There we go, they're all in now. Let's show you what I've got. Here we go. So I've got 4 mounts in here, 2 top and bottom, another 2 just around the corner there, and then just got a couple of straps around the tyre. So that seems to be great, that goes in there quite nicely. Job done.